Next, we have with us Joshua, who's the director of Alton Aviation Consultancy from Singapore. Welcome, Joshua. Welcome to India and welcome to MRO South Asia
Thank you very
Conference.
much. Very lovely to be here.
To start with, I would like to ask your opinion on the current state of India's MRO market and where do you think is India lacking in terms of skills and capacity as compared to the global MRO market?
Yeah, I think traditionally and historically, India has been a market where a lot of the aviation MRO services have been sent out of the country. I think that has been changing now. I think first and foremost, the government policies have changed to accommodate a more business-friendly environment for the sector. But also, I think on the airline side, I think we have seen consolidation. We have seen really two major airline groups, right, with Air India and Indigo, as well as some other smaller airlines. But I think this has helped to consolidate the market in a way that I think helps to foster, a lot more work that can be done in the country. And so we see a lot of development in MRO here because of the growth, because of the fleet growth of both of these of the market. I think what we see India doing or has been doing fairly well is in base maintenance, right? It's one of the activities that I think lends itself well to the Indian market. A lot of this maintenance work can be done closer to home with a labor cost that is competitive internationally. And now, as India evolves, there are going to be opportunities in other sectors of the market. This could be in the component space, this will be in the engine space, where I think with the growing fleet and the growing baseload within the country, we can expect that many of the major OEMs and independent MRO players would be keen to set up some facilities in the country to be closer to their customers.
All right. And looking at this evolving MRO market in the country, what do you think of the foreign OEMs and overseas MROs that are, coming to India for looking at joint ventures, so pairing up with Indian independent MROs and, establishing their base in India?
Yeah. I think what has happened, in China maybe 20 years ago is very illuminating. And I think it will be the same playbook for a lot of the OEMs as it enters into the Indian market. I think for any OEM that wants to be in the country, is going to look for a strong partner in the country. It could be an airline, it could be one of the conglomerates here in India, to be partners, right? It helps with creating the kind of business environment where there is going to be growth, where there's going to be a base load for the JV, for the partnership to flourish. And then, of course, whatever comes next will be really dependent on how successful the JV will be, the partnership will be. And that really, is just a testament to how the market could evolve over the next 5 or 10 years even.
All right, that was actually my next question as to we already have huge aircraft orders and the entire world is eyeing India for these orders. So obviously the demand is going to be huge in India. How do you see this, the scope, the demand, the supply evolving over the next 5 years?
So, like I mentioned in the very beginning of the interview, a lot of the work is actually exported out of the country. So, in a sense, there is demand from the Indian carriers, but there's not enough supply within the country to support that. I think we're going to start seeing that shift a bit. We see a lot of Indian airframe maintenance work being transferred back or being done in the country. And I think we're seeing the beginnings of many of the OEMs thinking about India as a market to have their next facility. Through the work that we have done in across the region and across the globe, we do have that conversations with many of the OEMs and independent MROs, really trying to understand how this market will evolve, and to actually then, as a next step, to find a partner, to find a facility, find a place to actually set up their facilities in the country.
Okay, let me brief you a bit. This MRO South Asia started around 6 to 8 years back. Back then, it was just a small conference, but today the scale has grown, and it is clearly a testament of the growth of the Indian MRO industry.
Mhm.
This both the event and the industry are growing parallelly. So, after coming to the event, roaming around the exhibition,
Yeah.
attending a few sessions, what do you think? What is your opinion of the entire
Yeah.
event?
I think it is a very good time to come. This is the first time I'm here for this conference, but I see that there are a lot of both Western or international foreign companies exhibiting at the show. But I also see a lot of Indian origin companies that I've not seen outside of in other conferences that I've been to. So I think this is a very testament to some of the uh, hidden companies that do aviation, and perhaps they have a very strong value proposition, a very good niche in the aviation space. While they have been doing a lot of the work for Indian airlines or in the Indian aviation sector, this is now their chance to explore opportunities outside of the country.